Once again, I got for you guys some awesome reviews with brand new Japanese wrestling promotions, one coming from one called Big Japan Pro Wrestling, and of course, Just Step Out. But add to an added bonus, I will also continue more with New Japan Pro Wrestling's Road to New Beginning. So, all of that were reviewed and discussed and talked about on this episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everybody, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling from AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, matches, wrestlers, and championships. I'm your host, J Rod. So, let's start once again with more of Japanese wrestling events. Let's start with the one we know New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to New Beginning. Now, the first match of the night was a tag team match between Bullet Club members Yado and Geto taking on Suzuki-gun members Minoru Suzuki and Doiki. Now, this match was kind of built up for the new rivalry between both Yado and Doki. Now, you ask yourselves, why was it built up? As you know, Yado has served as a manager for the current IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. Basically, the Dangerous Techers, Zack Sabre Jr., and Tai Chi had Doiki in their corner to ensure Yado does not get involved, which he did, and they won. But Doiki wants retribution for what Yado's been doing. So this match played a very good role in a way of building up this rivalry between both Doiki and Yado. Even though Doiki won the victory, but it appears there is going to be a match that could be set up. Now, I'm willing to see it. I don't know about you guys, but we'll see. Next match, we have more of Bullet Club. We have Dick Togo, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil taking on Chaos, Yoshihashi, Tomohiro Ishii, and Kaguchika Okada. Now, this match was built up for Okada to try to get Evil's attention. Now, Evil has been ignoring Okada. Now, Okada hasn't forgotten what happened to him last year at the New Japan Cup. If you guys don't know what I'm referring to, Evil kind of gave Okada the low blow to ensure he won the New Japan Cup that led him to defect from LIJ to Bullet Club. But Okada knows he cannot move forward without making things right. And that's what he did in this match alongside Yoshihashi and Tomohiro Ishii, putting himself in a victory in this one. But however, do we still gonna be seeing Evil ignoring Okada that he wants this match? We may never know. But they should make this match happen. Next match, once again, we got the Empire, the Great Okan, Will Ospreay along with B. Priestley taking on Satoshi Kojima and the return of Hiroshi Tenzan. Now, we haven't seen Tenzan since the Great Okan put him on the shelf for a couple of weeks. But I'm going to skip ahead. This match ended in a no disqualification, but you'll be surprised by who? None other than Tenzan. Tenzan used a chair. Yeah, you heard me. A chair on Great Okan. He didn't care if he was disqualified. He didn't care if he lost. All he cared was revenge, retribution against Great Okan, what he did to him. Even the Young Lions were trying to stop him, but he even punched him himself. So basically, Great Okan got what he deserved. And I thought it was so great to see Tenzan lashing out, and even B. Priestley was like, do something, ref, do something. I mean, the ref was helpless. He didn't know what to do. But I don't know if there's plans to have Tenzan and Great Khan in a one-on-one match. I would like to see that. So, book it, New Japan. Next match, we have an interesting 10-man tag team elimination match between LIJ members Bushi, Hiromu, Naito, Tagagi, and Sanada taking on Ibushi, Master Wato, Sho, Tanahashi, and Humna. Now, it was ironic how this match was being run. Let me tell you why I say that. The first two that were eliminated was Wato and Bushi. These two in a rivalry. So basically, those who were already set in matches in this the match, you have Bushi and Wato eliminated. We had Hiromu and Sho eliminated. We have Bushi and Sanada eliminated. Tagagi was eliminated. Then Tanahashi. All that's left is the two people who were not involved in any story or any match build up at all. But my surprise is how this match ended. It was Tomoaki Humna who actually won, eliminating Naito. I'm like, wow. I'm like thinking, why was no story build up between those two? But it was awesome. I mean, this match ended with two guys who have no match facing off against each other. I mean, if you guys know what I'm referring to, Sanada's going to face Ibushi for the titles. Tagagi's putting his never openweight title against Tanahashi. Sho's going to face Hiromu for the IWGP Jr. Heavyweight title. And Bushi, well, he wanted to fight Master Wato. So basically, you got Humna and Naito don't have nothing. But the ending was great. I enjoyed it whatsoever. So let's move on to the main event, which was for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles between Bullet Club Junior Heavyweight contenders El Phantasmo and Taiji Shimuri taking on Suzuki-gun members Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado. Now, this whole thing between them has been going in a different direction. There's been speculations and accusation against El Phantasmo. Now, as you know, you guys have been seeing him doing that super kick that he called the sudden death. Basically, what's been going on, there's accusations saying that he has something in his shoe. Now, Phantasmo already talked to Kevin Kelly, telling him that, he was training. So, basically, even when after the match, he asked the ref to look at his shoe so they stop believing. But the problem is we don't know if that's. But the match was so dope in every aspect. Like for a fact that these two teams were gonna find a way to cheat, either low blow or using chairs or the titles. It didn't matter. But the best part, they took out two referees. The first one was Red Shoes, and I forgot who was the next one. But the way it ended, once again, it ended with the infamous sudden death super kick by El Phantasmo. Now, in post match, he removed his shoe, but he didn't show what was inside. He showed his sock, but what about the inside of the shoe? So basically, the speculation is still out in the air. Now, do you think El Phantasmo has something in his shoe? Leave a comment below, and you tell me if yes or no. So, I think that's it with New Japan. So let's move on to something new, a brand new. Well, it's not brand new for out in history, but it's new for us to review. So let's get started right now with Big Japan Pro Wrestling. All right, so some of you may not have heard of Big Japan Pro Wrestling. Now, if you guys are not familiarized, you probably say, wait a minute, there's New Japan, there's All Japan, now there's a Big Japan. These guys have been around forever. Now, let me explain a bit of the history of this promotion. Big Japan Pro Wrestling was founded in March of 1995 by former All Japan Pro Wrestling wrestlers Shinya Kojika and Kendo Nagasaki during the boom for the deathmatch wrestling in Japan. So basically, these guys have already been as well established in the deathmatches scene if you guys are fans of those. But however, Keno Nagasaki left in 1999, leaving um, Shinya Kojika being the continue on with being the president of this company. But however, this promotion had followed the footsteps of other Japanese promotions that are either active or inactive, like Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, International New Generation, International Wrestling Association of Japan. So basically, a lot of their like they'll have matches that are non-hardcore matches or death matches. So it goes either way. So let's review the first one that took place on January 2nd, called um, BJW 2021 New Year. Now, the first match was a tag team match, which is a regular, non hardcore, non death match at all. It was, I don't know majority of these guys, but stay with me. It was Kazuki Hashimoto teaming with Kozuke Sato, taking on Sekifuda, teaming with Tatsuhiko Yoshino. Now the match was pretty. It's kind of like a beginner's match to me. I feel like it's one of those openers, like kind of like Young Lions or Young Boys type. But it was okay in my opinion. But the winners is Sekifuda and Tatsuhiko Yoshino. So they won this match. Next match is also a tag team match, but a non-hardcore title match. This one, first team, we got Takuya Nomuna teaming with Yuya Aoki, taking on Kazumi Kikuta and Rauichi Kawa, Kawakami. So this match was also good in my opinion. Like I said, I don't even know more of these, a lot of these guys. So I'll tell you who won. It's Kikuta and Kawakami. I think that's his name. Huh. These Japanese names are very difficult for me to pronounce, but yeah. So they won this match. And then finally, we got another non-death match, non-hardcore match, which is a six-man tag team match. This one was a bit more funnier. We have Ishimoto, Daisuke Sekimoto, and Takuto Kaito taking on uh, Abdullah Kobashi and Kuma Arashi and Roto Hana. Now, the reason I say it was funny, the second team that I just run, they're big dudes. They're so huge, like big dudes, like that you can't pick up doing a suplex. But because of their weight, they won their match, just like that. So, Ko, uh, Kobayashi, Arashi, and Hana won this match. Now we get into the very interesting match, which is a hardcore six-man tag team match. First team, we got Akira Hodo, Hideyoshi Kamitani, and Kankuro Hoshino, taking on Drew Parker, Jaki Manusara, and Masaya Takahashi. Now, this was all one of those hardcore matches where you can use the table, like the chairs and all that, which, if you guys are big fans of that. But it was okay. It was a pretty good match, too, especially for a hardcore match. So, I give this one a pass, in my opinion. But however, the winners was Drew Parker, Drew Parker, Numazura, and Takahashi. Now the next match is a very interesting one, which is a fluorescent light tube death match in a six-man tag team match. We got Rujio Ito, Shumna Katsumata, which I know from DDT, Yuki Ishikawa taking on Yaki Trio Kenju members Aisami Kodaka, Yuko Miyamoto teaming with Masashi Takeda. Now, this match, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this type of match is a death match where they use light bulbs. They're everywhere. You can use them however you want. Cut your opponent or just whack them with them however you want to do it. And that's how it rolls. This one was a sick match. Really crazy. So, I didn't expect a whole lot, but damn. But however, the second team, Yankee 2 Kenjo, along with Masashi Takada, they won this one. Really good. Now, the next match is a title match for the BJW Strong World Heavyweight title with challenger Yasufumi Nakanoe taking on Okabayashi, who was the champion. This match was also good as well. Now, I didn't know who these guys were. I was like, okay, enjoying the match. So whoever was going to win is going to be the winner. But the winner was none other than Nakanoe. So he won the match. He won with an amazing pin. And finally, for the main event, we got the BJW Deathmatch Heavyweight title in a two-sided barbed wire board with two-sided deathmatch barbed wire. So basically, there's like these barbed wires, so intense, so crazy. There was a lot of barbed wire toys everywhere, and of course, the sickest is when what's his name? Uh, I think the opponents were Takumi Tsukamoto and Minoru Fujita. Now, Fujita had Tsukamoto having a barbed wire on his mouth, like trying to cut him open. I'm like, oh, but it's so insane. But I didn't expect how it ended with Tsukamoto actually winning the match, becoming the new champion. So basically, this title was also exchanged. So on this particular night, two title exchanges happened. So we got new champions for this one. So let's right now end it right here and go with the second event with Deathmatch King Match. Okay, so we got this other event by Big Japan Pro Wrestling that took place on the 4th of January. It's called Deathmatch King Match. The first match is a tag team match. We have Kosuke Sato teaming up with Tatsuhiko Yoshino taking on Kazuki Hashimoto and Takuo Kaito. Now the match was okay in my opinion. I wasn't, like I said, not a lot. I'm not familiarized with a lot of these guys, but however, it was an okay match, and from my perspective, from what I saw, if you guys haven't seen it, you should see it. So the winner is Hashimoto and Kaito. They won this match. Really interesting. Next match we have is a 8-man tag team match. We have Katsumi Kikatura, Ryuichi Kawakani, Daisuke Sekimoto, and Takuya Nomura taking on Yuji Okabayashi, Yuya Eiko, Daichi Ashimoto, and the brand and Yasufino Nakanoe. Match was also okay, but I kind of suspected. I did like how it ended, where you got the first team being the tough group. They were the ones that, in my opinion, I had a feeling they're going to, because as soon as they were announcing the second team, they were going straight ahead to attack them. So that's the way I saw it. So the first team actually won this one. Uh, Kikakura Kawakani, the Sekimoto, and Nomura. So, like I said, I'm not familiarized with a lot of these guys. Now, the next match is a TLC death match. Yes, TLC. Tables, ladders, and chairs. We have the first team, Jackie Numasura, teaming with Yuko Miyamoto, facing off against Abdullah Kobayashi and Minoru Fujima. There were some great funny moments, especially with Kobayashi uh, pulling out a table, telling what's his name? Numazuwa to arm wrestle. Yeah, arm wrestle. I didn't expect that, but it was a good moment. But however, I had a feeling it was going to be Kobayashi and Fujima that were going to win it. Somehow I had that strange feeling. But it was an interesting match. Tables and ladders and chairs. Now the next match is called a G-Shock Death Match. We have Akira Odo teaming up with Kankuro Hoshino, taking on Hideyoshi Kamitani and Masuwa Takehashi. Now this is like another of those type of hardcore matches. They were using some sort of different method instead. Now you probably say, "What do you mean different method?" Some people like you saw I mentioned the TLC. That's a different thing. Aborted barbed wires, uh, light tubes, death match. But they were using different things like bricks, but not whacking them, like using them to, you know, have them be suplexed down on it, that kind of thing. I don't know. But I wasn't too familiarized with these guys, but I'll tell you the winners for this one anyway. We have Akira Hodo and Kankuro Hoshino. They won this one. Now the next match is a singles match for a fluorescent light tube death match. We have Yuki Ishikawa taking on Ryoji Ito. This also is another match, for example, where you're like enjoying. I feel like the light tube death matches are very interesting because I've seen many people like wrestlers they hit themselves like trying to prove they're the tough guy. I seen that already with another wrestler down in Mexico who I seen, and of course his family is friends with my family, and it's kind of crazy, but it was good. I like this one. It was pretty amazing. So the winner is Ryoji Ito. So he won amazingly. Now the main event is another fluorescent light tube, but this one they call it the Alpha Death match because it's a tag team match. We have Dre Parker teaming with Shunma Katsumata, taking on the Crazy Lovers, Masashi Takada and Takumi Tsukamoto. Once again, they use the light tubes, also another good one. Now, I am familiarized with Shumna Katsumata. Uh, he did a really good job being in this match, but however, he did not win this one whatsoever. I was like, wow, crazy, but it was a good one. I think I liked it. But I will review more of Big Japan Pro Wrestling events. There is another one that popped up. I'm trying to catch up to it, and once I do, you guys will enjoy me reviewing more of the Japanese wrestling stuff. So if you guys are fans of the hardcore stuff, and this thing is in Japan, you should look it up, find out where can you subscribe. Now, I saw the first two events on the link that I follow called watchwrestling.la. So if you're interested, you can watch it from there. I do know there is one of those networks, they may have it, so try to look it up. Either High Spots or Title Match Network or I don't know, anywhere. So if you're interested in that, check it out. So finally, let's talk about the last one called Just Tap Out Pro Wrestling. Okie dokie. So the final review is another brand new wrestling promotion. You may not have heard of this one. This one's called Just Tap Out Pro Wrestling. This was a promotion created by someone you guys may have heard of if you guys grew up in the era of the Attitude Era. This one was created by Taka Michinoku. You may remember him from Kaientai. So let me give you a bit of the backstory. Just Tap Out Pro Wrestling was a brand new promotion that he created last year, or back in 2019, due to the fact that his dojo and promotion called Kaientai Dojo, he was forced to be resign as the president due to a scandal that took place involving a woman. So basically, Takamichi took responsibility in this matter. Now, however, for you New Japan Pro Wrestlings who are aware that Takamichi has been appearing in New Japan before, you ask yourself, where is he? Why we haven't seen him for a while? He is still with New Japan Pro. However, he's mostly been focusing on Just Tap Out, the GTO. So he's been doing that a lot. Now, I have seen some clips, but I didn't see this one. Now, this event that was popped up took place in Tokyo in Jinjuku Face, another famous venue down there in Japan. Now, the first match is a women's tag team match, but before I forward, this one has a co-ed um, promotion. Basically, you got men and women together. There are times we'll see intergender matches together, just to give you guys a heads up. Because if you guys follow Japanese wrestling, of course, there are promotions that Only the men have their own promotions, the women have their own. Well, this is one of those promotions, like a small number that have co-ed on this one. So stay with me. First match, we have Misa Kagura teaming with Sumaki Yanagawa taking on Yuri and Rhythm. This match was good. It was okay in my opinion because I'm still not familiarized with a lot of these wrestlers, but this one was a decent match. I did enjoy it because I did like certain uh characters how they're presented. Like for example, the Zumika was one of them, and so is Yuri and Rhythm. They have a unique flair, so I was sold at that. But however, the match ended with Yuri and Rhythm winning the match. Next match, this is a very interesting. We have two wrestlers that have the name Black in it. First competitor is Black R. I'm like, Black R, what does that mean? What does the R stand for? Taking on another Black named Black Chung Chungita. I'm like, what the hell kind of name is that? I'm like, but I can tell that Black Chungita looks more like a woman from the way she's talking, the way she's doing the ha fighting back. I think this is one of those intergender matches, but it was interesting. Not, don't get me wrong. But however, Black R won the match. Next match is an intergender tag team match where we have uh, three guys and one girl in the match. First team is a is Tom, Tomoke Inaba, who's a female wrestler in this one. Then her partner is Arata taking on Ren Ayabe and Tamura Hayato. Now, basically, it was also a good match, but Inabe was trying to take out Ayabe in every form, like show her she's tough. I like that. She's trying to show how tough, and it's like, nope, 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 you're not tough enough for me. But it did allow Anabe and Hayato actually winning the match. So they won this match. I have to say, Inabe did a pretty good job trying to stick it up to them, but it wasn't enough. Next match, we have an intergender match, singles match. Aki Shizuku taking on Taka Michinoku. This was a very interesting match because I've seen Taka Michinoku a lot of times in New Japan and WWE or anywhere that he goes, but he looks like he hasn't missed a step. But I don't know if this is one of those tests where he's trying to get the newer person to adapt. But he played very well on this one, being a bit submissive on this one, which allowed him to win. So I like this one. Now the next two matches are kind of interesting from what I understand. The next two matches they called it the GTO ranking match. So basically they do these type of ranking matches. I never seen it, but I think it's unique. So the first match is Eagle Mask, who had maybe 9 points or something, or number 9, I don't know, taking on this guy named Chonjin Yusha G Valiant. So this one's also a good match. This one I like it. Two masked wrestlers. I didn't know what to expect, but I like this one. This is one of the best, one of the good matches I definitely paid attention with. So if you wonder who won, is Chojin Yusha G Valiant. So he won this match. Really awesome. Now the next one was Raya Takekura taking on Cannon. Now I look at Cannon. He looks like the a younger version of Kota Ibushi, trying to be the tough guy, but taking on this guy, his opponent was not good enough. He was able to try to submit him, but he didn't. It was too much for him. It allowed what's his name, Takekuda actually to win his match against Cannon. I was like, wow, I like it. So I hope there's more of these match events like this. I would love to review this as much as possible. So I think that's it for now for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy me reviewing brand new wrestling promotion events that you may not have heard of because I like to review them because that's why Deleted WrestleZone exists. If you guys never heard of these promotions, this is the place to hear it. because that's what I do. I love reviewing other promotions that you don't know about. So, I think that's it for now. I must bid all of you guys adieu. So, goodbye. Mwah, and have a nice day. Bang.